Hello, and welcome back to season two of the SIRS podcast. I'm your host, Ruckus, and I got my boys all with me tonight. Unfortunately, I'm Asian LOL, had a family thing going on tonight, so he's not going to be able to join us. But other than that, we're back from the dead and just in time for week three of ELU. We're really staying on top of this shit, aren't we? And we're going to
Sir.
go ahead and welcome our first guest, Toasty Boy.
Oh, what's up, fellas? Good to be here.
Glad to have you on the show, sir. So, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started playing League, Toasty?
Yeah, so I think I started playing League around 3 years ago. It's about. Before that, I played a lot of Smite. I know it's like the same realm of MOBA, but it's pretty different. You have to you still use if I remember it right. I haven't played it forever. I use 1 2 3 4 instead of QWR, and it's like a second person point of view. I don't remember. But, yeah, I got into that. My brother got me into Smite, and then one day I was like, I saw one of my friends who was watching a video on like Vanguard top or jungle or some shit, and I was like, it's interesting. And then I made my own account, played Varus, I played Shyvana, and then eventually I forgot my account. I was like, whatever, it's fine. And then a couple years after that, I got back into it, and I've been playing every jungler ever since then.
Nice.
Did you ever made any other roles?
Um, Whenever I don't get jungle, I usually get all field support because that's like okayish role. You don't have to worry too much about counter picks or people constantly diving into your lane 24/7. So not too bad of a role. I'll play top. If I have to, but it's whatever.
God help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fun. Especially when you don't get counter picked and your jungler just like, nope, I'm gonna pick first and you can shove off.
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing with top
Top's
is
the
that
worst.
it is really unforgiving, especially if you get
Yeah.
down a kill and your jungler doesn't feel like helping you ever. It can
Yeah.
get real hard real quick.
The weird thing is, I was playing with it's weird not seeing your thing. I was playing with Solomon and I outfield top. I was like, you know what? I mean, today I'm just gonna play Pantheon because I was watching some I forget his name, Spear Shot. He's this like Pantheon top one trick and playing against the new Udyr, and he had no idea what he was doing. He ended the game like 2-10. Apparently, he was Master's tier, so I'll take it.
We take those dubs.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro. Malphite constantly roamed, but it's
But yeah,
whatever. It's still on.
top's the worst. This is just,
But I don't think I could stomach mid lane just with how many terrible champs are in there. LeBlanc, Anivia, just
oh, you can play anything mid too.
yeah,
People will
but
play anything mid.
even junglers somehow.
Yeah. People will play any champ you will play in a solo lane. They'll take it mid, and you'll see it every once in a while. And it's either terrible or it's the most annoying thing ever.
And when people were throwing in Chimir and Vi for a while,
Yeah, Lee Sin, he was really strong for a little bit mid. That was annoying. And then every ADC can go mid just about on some level.
like Tristana and
People,
Lucian.
yeah, they'll play anything mid in solo queue. Sion, Darius, Camille, like, and it'll just be like super dumb. It's super punishable a lot of times if you, like you said, if you get some jungle help. But I think mid lane's more forgiving than top because your lane's so much shorter. You can play a lot safer. You don't have to run like basically two mid lanes. Top's like basically two mid lanes in length just to get experience. So I think mid lane's a little more forgiving than top, which is why I really hate it. And I hate most of the top champions. I just too many melees.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel-
Toasty.
Okay, what's up?
Sorry, so we have a lot of new people in the league,
Yeah.
especially this season. So there's potentially going to be people watching this that one, they don't know what the fuck this show is because we haven't been putting it out in a while,
Yeah.
and two, they don't know who you are. But since you're with some OGs, we know who you are. Can you can you tell us a little bit about your first two seasons in the league and your time spent on GCA?
So, what I say is now I absolutely loved everyone on GCA from Spanaway to Violetcap to Forever, just everyone. They're so awesome, especially Mudcap with his no mic. That was lovely. Um, First season, for some reason, we always do so well just about against every team except LLW. We had some kind of mental block there where we just like just turned off our brains. We did not know what to do, and it was very upsetting because I think during the main season we only lost against you and maybe one other team.
No, you guys were
And
undefeated
really,
against everyone but LLW.
yeah. And it was the finals, and then we lost against LLW, and we were so peeved off. It's like, what's wrong with us? What's wrong with our brains, man? We can't some mental block. It was so annoying. Then second season didn't do as good as you say. We weren't like undefeated or anything, but I think somehow we were able to pull off wins that we shouldn't have won,
Right.
and I think it was we were almost what was it called, like in the bracket where you didn't have to play the first like two games. You know what I mean?
First seed.
Yeah, you got bye
Yeah.
week.
But we lost like one game, and then we were like might as well have been the bottom of the barrel. So we had to play against TPP, which is the ones that won that season. So
Right.
we were out from there on out. But to be honest, I still had a great time. I think it was that season where I started playing a lot more new,
Yes.
and that's where I just like where I actually had fun. I first season I mostly just played Kane. It was like it's not broke, don't fix it, that type of deal.
Right.
Then I think one game either they banned it or I feel like it wasn't a good champ into their comps. So like, you know what? I'm giving you a try. And then I just went ham wild and I had actually have fun. Once that I just kept on going with that, and then that became a perma ban for me. So
Yep.
That's how it goes.
Sounds about right.
Someone else is about to be experiencing that a lot in their upcoming matches.
Oh god.
It could be anyone.
What do you think?
It could be anyone.
Oh. Maybe even Nightmare Seda.
Maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe we'll have a
What
champ
they-
permabanned against him.
What they banned against me?
I don't know. I've heard you're not very good, so why would anything get banned from you?
That's true. They shouldn't throw any bans at me. It's not worth it. You just beat me anyway.
Hey, all you high elo mid laners out there, just go ahead and ego no ban Nightmare Seta this season.
Just roll those dice.
Let's see it.
You can
Make it
you
more
can still
interesting.
win. You can still win.
You more than likely will, but make the matches a little more interesting for the people that have to cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially Stormblade. I want to see him
Especially
not do
Stormblade.
any mid lane bans.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I was already getting it banned on me towards the end of the last season, anyways.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, what ban?
No ban.
Bans?
There's
What
no
are you talking
bans. There's no bans. Ban my Irelia. That's what you should ban.
Super scary.
Yeah. So Toasty, how do you? I know you said you went to the sub pool. How do you like being in the sub pool, like compared to being on a team?
I don't mind it at all.
Yeah.
I think after second season, it was both me and Ern, who was previously known as 99 Forever. We're both like, you know what? Then we're both gonna like just chill in sub pool for a bit. He wanted to focus on school. I wanted to focus on school. So yeah, it's kind of like how when young Trendsetter when he was in the second season's like he had stuff to do with his life. He had
Yeah.
like a new house, new job, all that. It's unfortunate, but I still had fun casting, have
Mhm.
fun win here and there. So yeah, it's really fine. It kind of sucks when you don't win because you're hoping it's like sub diff, and then you get shot on, and it's
Yeah. Who is your
the mirror.
favorite team to sub for?
Um, I'll say TDT because I just I'm good friends with them.
Mhm.
I haven't been for GCA yet in a while. Um, I'll say the ones that I disliked subbing the most probably LW just because of one game we just got just shit on and it didn't feel
Oh my
good.
God. Listen,
Yeah.
that that team last year was an absolute dumpster fire. Of not only did we not have Solomon Khan, but it was a actual revolving door at ADC. Like you watched NFL any Toasty?
Not particularly, no.
Okay, well, there's this really terrible team called the Cleveland Browns, and they cannot get a franchise quarterback to save their lives. We were like the Cleveland Browns at ADC last season. Just every week there was a new starter there, and it was terrible. So I
I
really
think
appreciate I
I
really
remember
appreciate
that
you
kind of.
subbing for us.
I think it goes
But
between like Nitro and you and
no,
or
Nitro wasn't on the team last season. He was on RMC.
maybe I was thinking of I don't know. I do remember that at some point Nitro was ADC, I think. Unless I'm remembering that incorrectly, but I do
Subbed
remember
for us
that.
at a different point then as well.
I
But you
think it was
definitely
like
subbed
season
for us
2.
last season.
Yeah. I
Yeah, because
remember
Nitro hasn't been there since season 2.
yeah, I remember Stormblade was there. Remember I remember your Cho'Gath. Yours can it was good. You landed all your knockups. I was like, oh, God, is he gonna carry us? Please, for the love of God. It
That
didn't
must have
happen.
been season 2 then.
Yeah,
Troy
that's
was still
season 2.
top.
I mean, I played top a little bit at the end of last season, but that was like the very end of last season, and it wasn't very fun.
Yeah.
I
Guys
I
had a
don't
rough go of it.
I don't really know, but last season LLW was dumpster fire. So
Yeah.
trying to right that ship right now. I'm gonna go ahead and declare it. Rebuild year is over. Uh, season 4 LLW all the way.
You've got the team.
We've got the team.
You've got the pieces for sure.
Have the technology.
Yeah.
You
We
can make
have
it
the tools.
faster than it was before.
We have the tools, we just need to use them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, we need to not scuff our draft. That's one thing.
Well, it's one of the harder things to do, I think.
Well, Toasty, did you play any other MOBAs besides Smite? Or is it only Smite League?
No, I think I thought about trying out Dota, but like, not really.
Oh,
And I
okay.
tried it out. What was it Mobile Legends on my phone? And I was like, this is so easy. It's just a really shitty League knockoff on your phone. It just stopped.
Okay.
Uh, then I think I thought about trying out Pokemon Unite, but it's like, nah, it seemed like my type of deal.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you kind of had almost the same story of kind of Soko, or he started out on, I believe it was Vainglory on the phone. So starting out from like a different MOBA, going to League. I played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, and I think that's a pretty decent MOBA. There's kind of just you don't have to worry about farming and stuff. It's kind of turn your brain off and just play the game a little bit whenever you tilt from League.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's hard to take that one too seriously though.
Yeah, but I mean
Because I
that's
played
kind
that
of the
with you
point,
a little bit.
like enough League, just trying to just turn my brain off and just play Abathur, which is pretty much just another version of Yumi.
Yeah. They have some
God.
really. I'll say Heroes of the Storm has some really interesting champ designs that are
Yeah,
very different from how League is.
I think it's Cho and Gal. It's a champion you can play on Heroes of the Storm where it's two people piloting one champion, so one person moves. and the other person uses
Really?
abilities. Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay.
They got like another
Sounds
person
really
that
dope.
you're like 4 different people, something like that, or 3 different Vikings, little Viking people.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
one, but that doesn't it? Don't they just sit and then they spawn like basically extra minions, and they're just like a perma split
That's
pusher?
Abathur.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
Abathur, but you can like you sit in your base and you can put yourself on anybody on the map or on minions on the map. But you just sit in base the whole time.
Sounds kind of
Fun.
interesting, honestly.
It's fun, and like I said, you don't have to farm. Your team shares XP,
Mhm.
and you don't have.
Really.
There's no gold. There's no items, so you just
Yeah,
kind of just play for doing
it's
nothing.
it's super snowbally though. Like you get a little
Yeah.
bit behind and it's over.
There's different maps, so you got like different objectives on the maps to do. That's a big part of it, but it's just something, whenever you get tilted from League, you go turn your brain
Okay,
off
yeah,
for here's
I
some
might
fun.
I might give it a try. It sounds fun.
Yeah. It's
I noticed that they just like basically copied exactly from League. Like it's weird how much they do it. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it seems like a lot of MOBAs just kind of they all run the same just about.
Right.
I mean, when you have like so many characters, of course, you're gonna like see some similarities, but
Right.
some of them were
Yeah.
kind of
It's like this is the exact same kit that this other
yeah,
person
basically.
is.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you see that? I mean, League is kind of like the everyman's MOBA though. Like you mentioned, thinking about trying Dota. I tried Dota. It's like impenetrable even by League standards, which is already like hard to get into. I would say
Yeah.
there's like so much to learn and so much to know, and it's just crazy. And there's not as many people playing, so League I feel like is better in that aspect. But I did try Dota for maybe like 10 games or something. Didn't grab me.
I think for me, initially when I started League, I had no clue what I was doing. I think I didn't have my screen locked, which is how I play now. I would be like, where the fuck am I? Where am I on the map? And I didn't know like the difference between AP and AD and lethality and all that. I was like, I'm gonna buy this because it sounds good. It was about right.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure I built like AP AD mixed Varus when before it was like we're decent.
yeah. Before
And
that
I
was
was just
actually good.
yeah. I think I tried building Abaddon just because it just gave it a bunch of like AP and it's like numbers equals good. Yes.
Right.
Just flat numbers.
Yeah.
Big numbers means good things.
Damage. Big damage.
Well, so Toasty Boy, so where'd you get the name Toasty Boy from?
I'll be honest, I just pulled it out of my rear one day and it was like, oh, one's taken? There's an original one? Alright. Two.
Toastyboi02.
Exactly. So, I'm sorry, there's no like
No
amazing
profound
like
name.
story behind it. But back in my Xbox stage, it's like, no, it's just something I pull out of my ass.
Yeah,
Never go.
that's the
Do you
same
use
friends
it
of
on
mine.
everything? Do you use it for everything now, or do you use it, or is are you
Just
a
about.
different name? Okay.
I use it for just about anything. I don't feel. Once I found something, I was just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Why use brain when you why
Well,
think
and
about
yeah, and then your handle kind of becomes like another name for you. So like, why would you want to keep changing it? Just use the same thing on everything.
yeah.
Brand consistency. Come on.
That's right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So when you do get tilted from League, like we all do, what do you play outside of League?
I tried to play Valorant. I've gone a lot better. Used to not be able to aim for shit. It was terrible. But the thing is, the base sensitivity for it is really bad. So you have to change everything. You have to fix in-game sensitivity, your like actual DPI. Crosshair is probably dog water, the base one, and it just takes time to practice and learn like the abilities for each agent, especially for the one I play, which is Sova. to learn like 100 fucking lineups to be anywhere decent. So I like honestly I like it more than League right now. I
Really?
play with Asian and Vacant Tech and Hopeless whenever they hop on. And I like it. It's pretty good. I think it was Sentinels versus the Guard, and I think they had like 120,000 people watching. Just because everyone knows Sentinels. I play League. There's like the biggest name NA team. It just makes sense that there'd be a lot of people watching. But I think arguably it's going to become more popular in League. Just because I feel like a lot of streamers, guy named Tarek, while he was streaming that at the same time, the same um tournament. He had more than actual tournament. He has like 150,000 viewers on Twitch,
That's
and
crazy.
it's big numbers. And that's because they had other people co-streaming it.
I think shooters draw more views typically because they're more exciting.
Well,
Yeah.
I think NA is also pretty decent at shooters. Like I think that's where we excel. So we actually get some, like we actually can do good at Worlds, unlike League, where we just get shit on
Yeah.
by Asian teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Valorant is pretty cool. I think it can be fun. Like I enjoy like doing a spike rush, but I just can't get into it. Like not like right now. I feel like I'd have to put so many hours into it
You do.
just to be halfway decent at it.
I think it's obviously you can't ADS, and if you move slightly, your bullet that should go like straight, like goes in a completely different angle. It makes no fucking sense, but it's just how the game works.
Right.
So like, a lot of people's problems is they either move too much, they crouch too much, or ADS, and they hold down like firing button too much, where it's just like you shoot a little bit, it takes one bullet to kill them probably, and that's all it is. Is just them playing too much COD, and
Yeah,
and it's
it's
just
very
learning
different.
a completely different game. If you played CS:GO, you probably excel at it. You played it for like 10 years straight, and then you'll probably trash on everyone and get to like an immortal easily. But
Yeah, you would think so, but actually, me and Ruckus both played CS:GO a lot for a
Shit
couple
ton.
years, and we
Uh,
both suck ass at that.
I mean,
Not that we were ever very good at
right, I'm
CS:GO,
about to
but
say, I mean, if you gotta get at CS:GO first before
that's before you can transfer skills. The
yeah.
thing with Valorant that drives me crazy is like everybody has some ability that makes it so I can't see,
Yeah, flashbang.
and
I mean,
yeah, so
smokes, flashbangs, and all this other
yeah.
baloney.
Yeah, it's just everything is all over the screen, and my team has got smoke in front of me. Their team has got smoke everywhere, and I just can't see anything. I'm just too
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you guys want to see what Asian just sent me?
okay.
but
Since we're all sharing cameras, I can share this with everyone and all of our viewers. But this is what Asian's getting to eat right now.
What is it?
I have no idea. It looks pretty tasty though.
Yeah.
it's
that's like
soup,
a
some pho.
That's pho.
Not quite. It's more red. Usually the pho broth is like clear. It's more
Yeah.
like a bone broth, fish. I don't know.
you can tell. I wasn't even sure if it was some soup.
It's soup. It's some Vietnamese soup.
There's a lot of toppings in that for soup.
That's sounds about
It's
right.
called flavor. That's flavor right
That's
there.
right.
Straight Flavor Town. That looks absolutely fire.
I try.
I'm pretty
Try
sure it's
it
pretty
too.
spicy, so I don't know.
Oh, I like.
Uh,
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know, Nightmare. We're both white boys.
Yeah, you
Vietnamese
gotta.
spicy
Yeah,
is a lot different than white
yeah.
people spicy.
This
Yeah,
is some this
spicy
isn't
is
Tabasco
graded.
sauce.
Yeah.
I think we might have best with thank you very much.
Yeah. Spice definitely depends on where you're going. Like, what some like restaurants consider spicy is totally dependent on what type
Yeah.
of food it is. Like, you know, Buffalo Wild Wings hot compared to like a Mexican restaurant hot compared to like an Asian food hot.
Well, it also depends on country. In Germany, they gave us some like quote unquote spicy mustard, but
Mhm.
it wasn't really like spicy like salsa spicy. It was more like wasabi spicy, where
Tangy?
it just kind of
Okay.
like
Like burns.
horseradish almost. Yeah, it just like
Oh
kind
yeah.
of burns your nose. Not really burn your
Cleans
I
out
tongue.
cleans out the sinuses a little bit.
I mean,
No,
not even that. It's like you ever had wasabi?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that where it's like it's not burning your tongue or anything or like making you sneeze. It's just like burns the upper part of your mouth, like just
Mm.
going down. It's just, yeah.
I for me, I'm not picky at all, and I'm pretty okay with spicy food. I tried horseradish once, not knowing what the fuck it was, and I nearly threw up, nearly died.
Yeah,
I put so much on like a little cracker. It
yeah.
was
Yeah, you
terrible.
can't put a lot.
It got awful.
Nobody warned you, huh?
Less is more.
I like the
Oh,
flavor
my
spicy, not the ow, this hurts.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like
Had to drink a gallon of milk afterwards
Right.
after like a little bit of a ghost pepper or something.
Right. I just like a little bit of like heat flavor, Like I gotta be able to taste the sauce and it's hot. If it's just
Yeah.
hot, then there's no taste. Then they're all the same at that point. It just burns at different levels.
yeah. So
Different
here's the thing.
lengths.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty okay with spicy. Like I can eat serranos like whole and be fine. But if there's like a chili oil or a sauce that it's really fucking spicy and it just tastes like garbage, it's like what's the point? You're suffering and it just tastes terrible. Don't get it.
I agree. I'm all for a good spice, good tasty spice.
Some kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Toasty, obviously you're in the sub pool this season, so I got a little two-part question for you. One, do you plan on casting more this season? And
Yeah.
two, are you looking? All right,
my bad.
all right, awesome. Look out for Toasty and Asian in the casting booth. Spoilers. The second part to that question is, are you gonna look to get back onto a team full time for season 5, or do you just like having the flexibility of like sub pool so that you can get stuff done in your own personal life and have more flexibility with casting and getting to play with other teams through the sub pool?
Yeah. So to further answer that first question, is like yes, I will be casting. I've been wanting to learn how to observe. Just I think Piano mentioned it, like she wanted to do like this whole like camp thing, be able to learn like how to do the whole setup and all that. No one replied, I don't think. So, uh, but I do want to do that. And me and Asian did try to cast EDT's last game, but they had the whole
Spectator things down for like a week.
yeah. So
Is it back up?
It's
I
back
believe
up.
so.
I think so, yeah. So that didn't happen, but I do want to cast more games, especially with Ting, just because I feel like for good cast, you need to be like on the same page as the other person. Also, you need to have like good energy between the two people.
Yes.
So, and I think me and Ting have that. We could do like great casting, honestly, and it would be like a lot of fun. Like I've had a couple casts where it was fun at all.
Yeah.
But,
What would
yeah.
you rate our cast that we did last season together as? What would you rate
It was
it out?
great. It was great.
It's
dude.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so too.
A big thing is like making sure that one person doesn't stumble over the other, or the other one doesn't talk too much. You get me? To where it's just like,
Yes.
I can just chill here. You're doing my job for me.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, you do an awesome job of casting. Same
Thank
with
you.
you, Zippy. Remember Zippy did play-by-play? He did fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's like I don't know how mine can go through all their names and abilities and all that shit, and still and like not fumble all over all that. That's something I could never do. Honestly.
Well, you just got to be comfortable like with like your game knowledge, and then comfortable and confident in yourself and like making the calls. I obviously haven't. Sorry, Stormblade's DMing me calling me out in chat right now for what we're doing right now. So that's cool. It, for play by play, it's all about the confidence. Like you, if you stumble on something or you flub a call, you just got to move on to the next thing. Because like when I first started casting, I was doing play by play with Nightmare Seta, and he was doing an analyst role. And I think we were casting a Wardens of the North game. That's a throwback for all you longtime members of the league. And I was like, oh yeah, bot lane for Wardens of the North is really taking over this fight right here or something like that. And like the game had already ended. It was the final minutes, and like upstanding community member Cars was very quick to call out my mistake. And after that, I was like, uh, I want to do, I want to do analyst role.
Yeah. And, what's the second part of the question?
Do you plan to play on a team next season?
Like to, yeah. But the only problem is, like, as you mentioned, like, I'll be a lot more constricted in my time of what I can do, like in terms of casting, subbing, or I guess not subbing, but also observing. So, and I will, of course, need like practice with a team. That was a problem with GCA. The first two seasons, we never practice, never. Most we do is like once in a blue moon. It's like, y'all want to play Clash? Sure. That I feel like it.
That's most teams, though.
It seems like almost every team.
Yeah,
has an
every
issue.
team I've been on, practice is always an issue. It's hard. I mean, you want to try to get like 5 people together, like even like one time a week for your game is tough a lot of times. And then so you're trying to ask another night like during the week too. It's hard to get the games in.
I know TDT right now. They're like pretty on ball on in some practice in at least. I know. I will say, Dream Team has been captain for I think like
Since
all
the
four
start.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has done so much better at like communicating with his team and I assume communicating with like other captains and making sure that they're on ball and on point. So just kudos to Dream for just trying to be a good team captain. Um, that's I think a really important part for every team really is having a good team captain. That's why I give so much praise to Violetcap. He's a really good team captain. At least for my first 2 seasons, I don't know, maybe turned dog water the recently. I don't know.
Went downhill.
Are you just trying to start some beef right here on the SIRS podcast with I'll have you know he's a friend of the show. We can get him on, and you two can
no.
talk through whatever's going on here, Toasty.
Nah, bro, I'm just joshing him. Also,
Yeah, joshing. Okay.
Just joshing.
Just joshing. All right. All right.
yeah, no, he was a great captain. I appreciate my time with him while I was on GCA, and yeah, would like to get back on a team. We'll see how it goes.
Would you want to play on a new team or would you like to play on the same team?
I wouldn't mind being a GCA, but that's only if they have the room. I'm not sure if we're doing a complete redraft after this season or what's the plan, but
It's redraft, complete redraft. So all you have to do is tank your rank for redraft next season. Just get it
hey,
as
bro,
low as possible.
I haven't played ranked in several months. Ever since I reached plat, I was like, I'll take it. Then I only did my first couple what was it, placement games, and then I just stopped. I didn't bother. I'll play like one ranked game if I feel like suffering, but then besides that, I never really play
But
it.
I mean, you're already in like what's plat like the top 10% of league players or something, or even lower than that probably. So
Yeah.
like, I'd be
Yeah.
pretty happy with that.
Like it.
Yeah, I think last time I looked at it, it was like it drops quick. Like gold 4 is like top 45% or something like that. And it goes to and then once you hit plat 4, it's like 10% or less. Like it
I
might
think I looked recently. I think it was like 10% for Plat 4, but I think once you get to like Plat 1, it was like a big jump. It was like once you get to Plat 1, it was like almost 2%, something like that.
Yeah.
So a big jump once you get to the higher plat, and then like D4 up was less than 1%.
Zero, zero, yeah, zero, a bunch of zeros.
That's Challenger. I think D4
Wow.
was still like almost a 1%.
Well, but once you get in like Masters, Grandmasters, and Challenger, you're
Yeah, that's
like
the 0.0.
you're the yeah.
I think that was actually because I forgot where, I think it was on OPGG. You can look at like all the other regions too. It's pretty much the same for all the other regions,
Well, I think
which I thought was pretty
that's what they
surprising.
want,
Yeah.
and that's kind of like the natural curve, I think too. It's kind of where how things are going to fall. Like you're going to have a majority of your players somewhere between probably, you know, I think almost everybody falls within silver and platinum between those two, and then like there's not that many people in the lower ranks.
It's a good bell graph, doesn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what it's
like
called, a bell graph?
yeah, a bell curve. Yeah,
Bell curve, there you go.
yeah, that's what I think. That's kind of how it falls.
So what does cumulative mean? Wasn't that
Cumulative
all
means,
time like in total?
um, yeah,
All
Yeah.
data?
yeah. Cumulative means
Like
like all inclusive.
interesting. So on
So,
op.gg it says plat 4 is right now like top 5%, but cumulative is 11%. And then at plat
what
1,
does that mean? All time.
well, it goes from it says 86,000 at plat 4 to 206,000. So I assume
Oh,
like
does that mean
if
everyone above that? So that rank and above, is that what that means?
no, because already plat 3 is 119 and plat 2 is 87. It's already above 200. So I think it's maybe everybody who has been to plat 4 or above. And I guess the summoner count's just right now. There's 86,000 people in plat 4, which it says is
Interesting.
5%.
Of the total player base.
Right. And then plat 3 goes up to 2%. That's the big jump. And then D4 was 0.5%, unless you're looking at cumulative.
So, Toasty, right now seems as good a time as any, since we're done crunching some numbers over here. Let's go ahead and transition to the SIRS music recommendation corner. What you listen to, man?
I listen to just about everything. Old rock, new rock, a little bit of rap. When I was in middle school, so I my first phone now when I was in middle school, and all it had was I think Papa Roach, uh, a couple of Nickelback songs. Don't judge.
No,
And
no, 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 no. We could talk about that. Like, we're all adults, and most people that are watching this are adults. I think we can all agree that Nickelback made good music, and anyone that said they didn't like it, you guys are on some fucking bandwagon shit. Nickelback has some good songs. Are they all great? No, but they made good
How many
songs.
bands, however, have all great songs? Oh,
Beatles.
none of them. No, even the Beatles have some not so great songs.
Name one then.
I agree.
he's looking it up.
No, he's gonna
Let me
pick
look
a
it up.
song he's never even listened to.
I heard most. Say I heard a lot of Beatles music.
I think it's that some of their songs kind of just get old.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Just
That's
sick
fair.
of them. I don't really. Yeah, I mean, it's just some of them aren't as good.
So, Papa Roach, Nickelback. What other bands and
Um,
artists were you listening to a lot?
Not a band, but I used to listen to a lot of Bob Marley. Like, ironically, I used to really like his music, and I still kind of do. Since I watch a bit of anime, I'll listen to like a couple anime opening songs. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
like, all right, what's this song? There's not a cover for that. Well, fuck me, I guess. And then, I like classic stuff, like you said, the Beatles. I like to listen to Jimi Hendrix once in a while.
Yeah.
Um,
Any Led Zeppelin?
for sure. And so,
My guy.
Stairway to Heaven is fucking beautiful, bro.
Yes.
There's no other way to describe it. It's just beautiful.
It's there's a point with music where it just transcends like the medium and it's just
Yeah.
like straight art. And
Oh,
yeah.
Stairway to Heaven is art, and it's a
Yeah.
masterpiece.
100%.
And my dad, he grew up in the 70s, and he was always like, dude, getting Pink Floyd? Shit. Why not get it now because you're a kid? Because you're a man? It's like, I listened to it at first, it was like, I forget what song it was like an 8-minute song, it was like, fuck that, I only have that time.
Yeah.
Then I listened to it again, and it's like it. Like it.
Okay, so funny story with my parents regarding Pink Floyd. All right, first off, obviously the SIRS podcast does not condone the use of any illegal substances. We highly look down upon it. Do not recommend. If you're a child, stay away from it. But if you're an adult, by all means. My parents, we was talking about music one day, and my mom was like, "You just need to go home, get really high, and listen to Dark Side of the Moon by by Pink Floyd. It's a fantastic album."
Yeah. My dad says he did do any of that funky stuff back, but I don't believe him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom's a little bit younger than him, so she grew up in the 80s, listened to like uh Michael Jackson. She loves Michael Jackson. What's her face? Can't remember her name. She always plays her. It's
You got some music heads in there. You got some songs?
Yeah, you got some songs.
let me try. Her last name's like kind of like Skate or something. I forget.
Kind of like what?
It's 80s editions. I forget her name. She has like 2 separate playlists, for one for Spanish music and one for American music. And
Selena?
no, that's old. You think I forget Selena? No mames, way. I get you. You don't forget her. She's American and she's black. I forget. I don't know, but she listens to a lot of 80s music, and that I kind of, it's not really my thing. Or it's not so much it's not my thing, but like I prefer other types of music.
Right.
Um, yeah, I listen just to a variety of stuff.
I dig
Rock,
it.
new rock. I listen to The Doors a bit. I used to listen to them a lot more, but there was a phase where I just fucking loved them. They have like a couple of good songs that are just like fucking never get tired of them.
But they have that song, what is it? Just,
Break
Rise
on
of the
through.
Storm.
don't they have something fire?
Light my fire.
Light My Fire, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's very strange. Um, I told my friend that I really like out of all of them, which was my favorite. I said that one is like, you fucking basic bitch. It's like, it's a good song, bro. Like what?
You're like,
Songs are
dude,
popular for a reason, okay?
Yeah.
it's 2022. I wasn't around when they were making music. Me even liking a song by a band from the 60s, like
Yeah.
I think that should get you some cred.
Yeah.
Then I'll listen to like. So when I was like very very young, I would only listen to like either classical music or Spanish guitar for some
Yeah.
reason, and I would have it super. I remember my mom was picking me up, and I had a friend coming over. Had super loud, and they both turned to me because I was in the back of the car. Like, dude, like what are you blasting in the back of the car? Just classical music, bro. It's good shit.
Some Moonlight Sonata. It's a big deal.
Some Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah. Cobrinky.
Oh, dude, I love me some Yo-Yo Ma. That dude is so great.
My dad, he loves Yanni. You know Yanni, right? Beautiful long hair, like yourself.
Yanni?
Yanni.
Are you talking about the dude that used to cast in the league? Or are you
No,
talking about?
On the
he,
artist.
YANN, I think.
NNI.
Yeah, Y. No, he was this I'll say he's like Dutch or German or something. He made like really good like, classical music. Hold on. He was Greek. He made some.
It's Yanni.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on
why
Spotify.
I got him looked up. I'll listen to it
Yeah.
later.
he one his music is really good, and second, uh, he's a beautiful looking man. I will say
He is.
his mustache, his hair, it's phenomenal.
You've got quite the mustache too. I wouldn't.
And
Yours is
I'll
pretty
be
good.
honest, it's too. I need to trim it or something.
Yeah, but it's very full. Like if you notice mine,
I
very
don't notice
thin.
it.
Very French.
What mustache?
Yeah, very French. Thin. But yours is very like Tom Selleck, which is good. That's the better kind of mustache. Or Yanni, same mustache.
Rihanna.
Yeah,
One day I'll be Yanni level. One day.
it
Gotta
just
keep
takes
letting it
time.
grow.
It just takes time.
I'm gonna throw out my song. I'm gonna throw out two songs that I've been listening to a lot lately. The first one is by Japanese Breakfast. Short little story before I talk about the song is that Asian and I have been hanging out a lot recently, and we've both been listening to a ton of '80s Japanese city pop, and we've been listening to a couple different artists and stuff. And I heard this song called "Be Sweet" by Japanese Breakfast on the radio. I was like, wait a second, this is like '80s Japanese city pop in English, written in 2022. It's a fantastic song. If you like Japanese city pop, you'll like "Be Sweet" by Japanese Breakfast. Fantastic song.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of her, but I don't remember what song it was. Um, one weird one that, like, I feel like not a lot of people. This is an Italian dude. Oh, let me look him up. Jimmy
All right.
Fontana. There you go. This is one song. It's called Il Mondo. It's so beautiful, dude. It's you don't know what the fuck he's saying or what any of it means, but you just know it has something powerful. It's really nice. Like, when they you find a song that whether it's foreign or not, when they say with such like emotion, you know it. That's when it transcends art, like as you
Right.
said.
Hmm.
And,
I'd agree. I love foreign music. That's great foreign music. Like you can tell good foreign music. Like
yeah,
it makes you feel a certain kind of way.
yeah. Like even when you know you have no idea what you're talking about, that's when you like, especially then.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah. And watching Beyond the Professional, the one with
Great movie.
Natalie Portman
Yeah,
at the end, like after I don't know if I once like it's an
that
old
movie
movie.
is like 20 years old.
Yeah, after Leon dies, and she goes to was it like a kind of place? I forget where she goes. The song at the end, it's if you listen to it now, it's like, oh, it's freaking what's his face, the one that died, the freaking Juice World. It's like, no, it's Sting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you listen to it, it's like, oh, this guy got ripped off by Juice World. Because it's the
To the
exact
music
same.
industry.
Yeah, and I searched it up. I'm pretty sure he got um tried suing him because it was like the exact same like tune he used for one song that made him blow up. What it was? Yeah, like all three songs right now. "Shiver My Heart" by Sting. "Comedy" by Jen Hoshino. It's an outro for a Spy Family, and then "El Mundo" by Jimmy Fontana. Those are like three really good ones. The weird thing is, they're all like none of them are American. They're UK, Japanese, and Italian. That says about me, I don't know.
And, you like music. What else can you say? I'm gonna throw out my second song recommendation. It's the band is called No Sleep for Lucy. They are I believe they're Swedish. They're like an arena rock band, and they have the song called Satellites. The song is in English, but it is fantastic. You got any
Is it
music recommendations for us?
is
Zach?
it a yeah? Is it a cover of
No, that's
Kevin
not a.
Gates?
It's not a cover of Kevin Gates' Satellites, but for all you rap heads out there, Kevin Gates' Satellites, pretty great song.
Yeah.
What's the name of the
Uh,
band?
Huh?
what was
What's
the
the
name
name
of
of
the sweet
No,
thing?
no sleep for Lucy. Satellites.
I guess I've been listening to my music taste is also kind of all over the place, but I've been listening to a lot of this song by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg called "Still Drake." It's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been blasting that one lately. That and uh, maybe "Take My Breath Away" by Berlin has kind of been on a frequent rotation, which is also really good. And that one's a fairly older song, but it's a sweet one. Just play it with your girl around. Tell her the song makes you think of her.
Does that work? Is that what worked for you?
Oh yeah, it always works. It works every time.
It always works.
So I feel like Salman Khan. How long have we been going?
About 50 minutes.
Okay. I feel like we can kind of start winding it down. Stormblade is calling for our heads right now in discussions to get this thing out. But I feel like I'd be remiss if I, first of all, didn't give Solomon Khan a warm welcome back to the SIRS podcast. We really missed you. The last couple of episodes we did without you. LLW missed you last season. You've been back for a couple of weeks, but this is the first time that we've all been able to sit down. So I'm just really glad to have you back on the show with us, man, and back on the team.
Thanks.
You're so humble. I know you can't really get into the specifics of your deployment, how many dictators you killed, how many undercover Black Ops missions you went on. But can you go ahead and tell us the longest distance confirmed sniper kill you got?
No,
Can't
No,
tell.
I can't.
No,
can't tell us.
he
All
didn't.
right.
He didn't measure it. It was so deep in enemy
Yeah,
territory. It would just be an estimate.
can't think. I don't know. Maybe a couple football fields. I don't
Couple.
know.
Regardless, glad to have you back with us and back playing in the league. And I don't really feel like Stormblade is gonna really like the whole format of this episode. I mean, we can't really talk about like what's going on in the league with Toasty Boy. We know you told us before you got on that you're kind of out of the loop on things, but just to placate some feelings and make sure there's no misconceived notions about what this show is. Uh, GCC is top of the power rankings. Stormblade's front runner for MVP right now until he gets dethroned by someone else. So, there you go, Stormblade.
There's your power ranking.
There's your power ranking. That's not really our format, anyways. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be
I mean,
a lot easier if we could see some stats or anything about.
Some games.
yeah, help
Like,
us out.
or like I don't know, just like a page of like I don't know, like game records or something. Like I have no clue who's played what, where, like what's going on.
Well, and
No
then
clue.
the whole last week of games, like,
I mean that's not really
thing didn't work.
anybody's fault.
Oh yeah,
Mom
but
Ninja
you
did
can
say
go.
she was gonna post them on YouTube, but I mean at least on this being able to see stats pages would be I think a little nice just to a little
Yeah,
bit of info of what's happening.
but it's hard
I
to
don't
know
even know who's
what's
first
going on.
right now in the league. Like I don't know.
No clue.
Probably, I would say it's probably either Ellie or TDT, right?
Well,
Have they lost?
TDT did. Our game got rescinded due to circumstances. So
We're not getting into this.
yeah. So but they only have one game played. I believe. I don't know. GCC I think hasn't dropped a game. Past that I'm not sure.
LE's won all theirs, right?
No, they lost to
dropped
RMC,
yeah,
didn't they?
yeah, they did.
Okay.
So yeah,
So I think
LE loses to RMC. RMC loses to LLW. LLW loses to LE.
right.
Make it make sense.
So I think, like I said, I think GCC might be the only undefeated team. Uh, yeah. And I guess technically TDT too, actually, because I think they've only have that they beat
They
GC, I
had a
believe. So
bye. Yeah, and they had a bye week, right?
yeah, so I think they're also undefeated as well. So and
A
yeah,
lot more teams dropping games this season.
well, I think a
Yeah,
lot of teams are suffering from not having full rosters on game day. I think that
Yeah.
seems to happen a lot right now.
Yeah. More than previously.
Yeah,
Surprised.
yeah,
But
so there we go. We got a little bit of an ELU update in there. Again, don't blame us if we got some stuff wrong. We don't really have access to a whole lot of things. Um, and we really just wanted to catch up with our boy Toasty. He was gonna be on last season with us, but unfortunately got sick, and Solomon Khan was deployed and all that, and we had a lot of issues. But I think we're starting off season 2 of the SIRS podcast pretty strong. Minus Asian, of course. Go figure.
You get some
But
pho in hobby.
I mean, I would go get some of that right now instead of doing this. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
This
bro.
podcast is
Yeah.
my life.
you sit in that chair and just wait for it to start the next one.
I don't ever leave this chair, actually.
You want some pho? I get you some good pho.
Want some what?
Some pho?
Oh my god. Sam, not here on the podcast.
Well, there went our no longer safe for children on YouTube. So thanks for that. But Toasty, this has been a lot of fun hanging out with you, man. Getting you on the show finally. This has been like 2 months in the making.
Okay, I'll be honest. When you first asked me and I got sick with the Rona, I was like, timing is impeccable. Holy shit! It's like, oh, that it was terrible. I hated it. My throat hurt for so fucking long. I was on like 3 4 different medications. It sucked.
Got you bad, huh?
Yeah. After a week or so, it got better, but I was worried because most part got better, but I had problems, but like I was trying to breathe. I felt like just
Yeah.
tension, and I was like that wasn't there before. I think that's to happen.
Is it gone now, or is it still?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Yeah, my fiance and me got it at the same time. It knocked me down for like I didn't have it. I had it really bad, but only for like one day, and then I was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of like 80% for like a week. But she still can't taste all the time. Like it's kind of intermittent, and
Oh.
still has issues with smell. And it's been probably like almost 2 months since we had it, I think.
It'll come back sooner. I think when I got it, mine was gone for like 3 months. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit of a recovery time, but hope your fiance gets back soon. Glad you got over the hump as well. And glad you're feeling better now, Toasty, as well, and that we can make this happen. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast.
First, dude. I told you like forever ago that like I would love to be on the podcast. I think you guys do, especially since the RP Skull Crabbers, whatever happened to their poor souls. Like, you,
RIP.
I don't know what happened, but I'm really glad you guys are doing this. I really like y'all's more personal, yes, interactions and podcasts. So stuff, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I really appreciate it. You've been a day one supporter of the podcast as well. Really appreciate you and the kind words you've said about it. That's what we were going to continue doing this regardless of what people thought, but just the way that the community has more or less accepted that we do this, it really means a lot. And a shout out to Stormblade trying to incite a riot to get us to do a podcast episode this week. So glad that we could all make it happen. Oh, and let us know what you think of us doing it with cams. First time that happening, so get to see our ugly mugs. Tell us what you think about that.
Mhm.
All right. glad we could get this to happen. Glad you got to join us. But that's gonna just about do it for the SIRS podcast, as Toasty's laptop has died anyways. Spearheading the ELU mayhem and bringing you guys up close and personal deep dives with our guests with light hearts and extra sauce. We'll see y'all next time.